my freshman shopping week. I was a classic freshman, total mess, had no idea what I was taking, and tried to go find a class on Friday before study cards were due. Got lost in the Science Center, walked into the wrong lecture hall, and in this lecture hall was a class that was talking about the Big Bang, and it turned out to be a gen ed that was an introductory to geology gen ed. And so I ended up taking it, and about halfway through the semester, the professor asked me if I had considered geology, and I was sort of iffy about it, but talked to the department, and then it's just been a journey ever since then, sort of finding my place and finding out more about rocks. And the more I've gotten into the science, the more I've loved it. I study, most generally, I study earth and planetary sciences. That's sort of my concentration. But within that, I study solid rocks and particularly have a focus on studying volcanoes. And right now I'm studying some ancient volcanoes in the Boston area. So I do things like look at the chemistry of the rocks and try to find out the age of the rocks, as well as doing things in the field. It's kind of a crazy thing, right? Nobody ever thinks about volcanoes in Boston. But the cool thing is that they're so old, and the world looked very different 600 million years ago, which is how old these volcanoes were. So even though we're in the middle of a metropolis, there are still rocks here. The first field trip that I went on was to Hawaii, and that was pretty great. We had a lot of adventures there looking at volcanoes, and we got to touch molten lava with our rock hammers, like we were right there with the volcano, and so that was really cool. I've also spent 5 weeks camping in the desert of Nevada, mapping the first Yellowstone eruption. And there are all sorts of stories from that trip where we got chased by wild horses and we saw rattlesnakes and wolves, and it was crazy. When I finished last weekend, our last carnival, and I crossed the line, and immediately my teammates came in and everybody just gave me a group hug, and it was so cool to sort of look back and reflect on the team and the community that I've had and how all of it has just really shaped my Harvard experience and in such a positive way. Without the ski team, I would not have been able to accomplish anything that I have done here. I think it really gave me a community and gave me a group of people that supported me all the way through college, from freshman year when I was just lost and had no idea what I was doing, to now they listen to me talk about rocks all the time, even though they don't care, they're psyched to hear about it. And so I think just that community is really important here and really helps you to develop as a person, and then you can translate that to your academic setting. Sort of as I've gone on with the ski team, I've taken more of a leadership role, and I think that's really followed along nicely with my academic career, sort of taking that into my own hands.